Hey everyone, and welcome back to my weekly update for the 3rd of September. This week has been a very interesting one to say the least. As you can see by the mask, I actually tested positive for COVID on Monday, so that threw quite an interesting curveball in the week. I know it's COVID, but I honestly found it quite fun. It made for quite an adventure that I never would have experienced otherwise. I was one of 15 people in my dorm to test positive within a span of 3 days. It was about 25% of our house. So that that's definitely something we're going to remember for the future. And no one had anything serious, thankfully. It was more so just a bad cold for the worst of us. That's what I had. Other people were completely asymptomatic. So it made for quite the adventure. We had some fun. Since there were so many of us, we had like COVID lunches where everyone with COVID would go and eat lunch together outside because we already had COVID, and what else we're gonna do other than sit in our rooms. So it was honestly quite fun. I know I shouldn't be saying that about COVID, but I am. I'm looking at it on the positive side. It was fun. So that was a big part of the adventure this week. And then a lot of it, so I remember last week I was talking about how I was reflecting a bunch and sort of looking for and finding different parts about who I am, what I want to do. And this week, I think I lost all that. I went from viewing a bunch of these different social pressures from the outside and reflecting on them to actually giving into them, and thereby forgetting all of my personal stuff. So I almost feel like I'm back where I was a year ago, before I built anything. Now I'm still holding on to a few things and still writing goals, but my productivity, I haven't been doing any of my productivity. The only thing I've kept is a Duolingo streak by doing one lesson a day. And then every once in a while I'll actually get into doing it. But a big killer of that this week was the fact that I had COVID. So what I did was a few days I didn't set an alarm, so I wasn't getting up early, and then instead of doing things straight away, so where I'd read the Bible, do Duolingo, then do trading, I threw that out the window and instead did whatever I wanted to. So homework and exercise. And then by the time come 6 p.m., 8 p.m. and I need to get ready for bed, I'm going through my goal list. I haven't done any of my productivity today. So I walked right into that trap. That's one of the first things I made a solution for, was doing stuff in the morning. So that'll be something I work back into. Thinking about everything that's happened, I've still had a blast. It's been no short of fun this week. But I don't think I want to live in the dorms next year. A week ago I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to live in the dorms, it'd be awesome. But the more time I spend there, the more I realize, yes, that I do lose myself. What happens is there's too many temptations for me in too close proximity to me to say no. So I'll say goodbye to all of my personal stuff and say hello to whatever everyone else is doing, which could be anything from talking, staying up super late, which we actually did. We watched a movie until 1:30 in the morning one night. I regret that completely. It was fun, but I regret it completely the next day. I felt terrible. But yeah, it's just too easy for me to give into all this stuff. It's stuff that doesn't really align with what I want to do in my life. So I'm looking at it from a perspective of, okay, I've had fun, and I will have fun the rest of the semester. But after that, I'm kind of over it, I guess. Which I think it's me longing to go back to what I had in the summer, because I really did quite enjoy that. I think I was a lot closer to who I really am, and I guess, yeah, my true personality, what I'm like. Now, I do really like socializing. I've discovered that this year, like I had mentioned, I think last week. So that's something going for the dorms. But everything else, all my goals, I I need to be in a different place in order to get those done. So I'm not gonna shut myself out. This is still a year away, but I definitely want to change for an environment that will allow me to be more successful and encourage myself to pursue more of my personal things instead of whatever the heck is going on in the common room. So um, that's been interesting, and I can't being in that scenario, I guess, where I've lost a lot of my goals, a lot of my stuff that I had over the summer. I'm going back to not only am I going back to my old ways, I'm going back to some of my old outlooks. I've been a little more negative again recently. I've started swearing more. I think, yeah, so I don't really, things seem distant now again. Say like, I want to get a Porsche soon. That seems really distant right now. Maybe it's group mentality, maybe it's the people I'm around, but I don't feel like the same person I was 2 weeks ago. So it's a very interesting thing that I've observed, and it's definitely something I will keep in mind moving forward, because I do really want to move back to how I was in the summer. Of course, better and pursuing more closely with my dreams, but overall that's where I want to get back to, as a good starting point. So that's kind of been where I'm at this week, especially with the negativity that needs to be fixed. I've been working on it a little bit, but so one of my engineering things, what I did was, if I'm angry or if nothing's getting done, just walk away, come back later, because nothing good is gonna come out of just sitting there and trying to figure out, or just sulking in anger. So that happened once this week, where I didn't study for something. Well, I studied the week prior, and I was too lazy to study again on something, and I didn't understand what they were asking in this homework, so I got super pissed and like, oh, I hate this class, why do I have to do this? So I decided to vent myself with a bike ride, and over the bike ride I went from wanting to quit the class and questioning whether I even want to be in finance or in college, to thinking of everything as a really fun puzzle that I'm here to understand. It's more of a game. So that's been something that's helped, and it will continue to help as I rein in, I guess, my personality again, who I want to be. So that's really where I'm at right now. So yeah, I'll continue to work on things. I also realize, yeah, there have been some, like, I haven't really kept track of my YouTube channel as good as I should. I know, David, I know you posted a comment on a video like 3 weeks ago, and I haven't gotten around to replying to it yet. My apologies. I'll really try to do that this weekend. But again, with school, I have no excuse for it. I've literally just lost track of what I've had over the summer, my projects, my goals, my habits. I just haven't had the discipline that I had over the summer. So again, my apologies. I will try to get to you as soon as I can. Well, if I did that, I would have gotten to you 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I'm gonna try to whip myself into shape again. So expect a reply soon. I'll get there, and with everything else, I'm just gonna try to get more consistent again. Try to get back on track. So, and I'm not trying to be super hard on myself. I just need to. I'm having fun, but I'm also aware that I need to work on my own personal things again. So I'll move in that direction again. But yeah, I'll stop rambling now. But watching this length again, I know this is another really long video. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. David, I still appreciate the comments as well. I enjoy reading them, and actually, yeah, talking to you. It's great. And I'll try to get to you on that soon. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.